But it is never too early to put some thought into the next school year. What will make it the best possible learning experience for your child? BJ Hopper is here with us today. She is an educational consultant from Atlanta. Nice to have you with us.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
On this 4th of July. Sometimes a child and a school just don't seem to mesh. There's something that's not quite right in line. What do you say? What should a parent be doing concerning when they feel that that's not right? What can they do to try to help?
Well, most families find that public school works fine for their children, but if in incidents like you mentioned, if it isn't working, then there are a lot of things the family can do. And that's what I do. I'm actually in Atlanta to help them assess the needs of their child, whether it is a child that the family just wants more individual attention for, wants their child to have more support and nurturing in regard to their special talents or special needs in whatever way. Perhaps there's a family that has a child that has some learning needs. Maybe they're not doing well in the public school, or they're struggling. They may be perfectly bright, but might have some subtle or undiagnosed learning needs that might need to be addressed, and there are many special schools that can do that. And then we have, and we see quite a bit of this, families who have children who have who have behavior problems, behavioral, emotional problems. We see children who begin to isolate. Often these are children who have had subtle, undiagnosed learning problems, and they feel bad about themselves. They feel that there's something wrong. They know that they just aren't quite in sync. And so sometimes those children will become depressed. They will feel isolated. They will feel disenfranchised in many ways, and they will gravitate toward negative peers. And we see quite a bit of that. And there's much help.
If that is happening, that is definitely the time that the parent needs to intervene and find a way to get that child into another kind of learning environment.
Well, absolutely. First, they should look at counseling, because we want to be sure that you've done everything you can. But then if that hasn't worked and you're still experiencing problems, then an educational consultant can help you understand your child's problems and then find the right specific boarding school that will address either learning needs, just a small traditional boarding school to give individual attention, or a therapeutic or emotional growth school.
You know, though, I think listening to you talk, one of the things that some parents out there are going to be saying, I can't afford a boarding school.
Right.
What do I do?
Well, there are, that is definitely more parents than not that cannot afford a boarding school. So if a family can have the luxury of just having their child in a regular, traditional boarding school, then absolutely. Sometimes we find families who are experiencing so much distress with their child that they feel that they cannot do otherwise. They feel that to not do something, they're going to lose their child.
So it's a priority.
And so it becomes a priority, and they often will take college funds thinking that at the rate they're going, they're not going to have college. Right. And so it's a struggle for everybody. It's a huge sacrifice. But in 25 years of doing this, I've never found anybody who said, I think it was a mistake, I shouldn't have done it.
Well, BJ Hopper, thank you so much for your information this morning. And if this has you thinking about your child and your particular situation, you can find more information at www.bjhopper.com. And we encourage you to think about it now as opposed to waiting to when school begins. Right now.